I've invested in a lot of different things. I've lost money every time I've done it because I only make money when I do what I know, and I know real estate. So people a lot of times will say, well, did you think about maybe investing in Philadelphia? I said, why? They said, well, you can get 8 or 9% returns. I said, yeah, but I don't know Philadelphia. I know this area, and I invest in areas that I understand. Okay? People always say to me, do I want to invest in Newark or East Orange? And yes, it looks very attractive, but I don't know those areas. All I know is that, like, I sold a house in Fairlawn, and I just went to get the CO for it so that people can move in. Actually, it's 2.5 weeks I have to wait before they do the inspection. And I just called the attorney on the sale, and I said, I'm glad I don't own any rental property there. Imagine having to wait 2.5 weeks before I can let my tenants move into my properties. I would have lost a month's rent at every one. And the CO cost in this town is costing me $90 for the smoke alarm inspection and $175 for them to do the physical what? CO. So I'm having to pay $265 every time I rent an apartment out. And I'm not getting reimbursed by the tenant. So that expense to me is outrageous. I don't want to invest in areas unless I know the areas. And I want to know what I can takes me to get my tenants in and out, and I know the town officials, so if I have problems, I can call them. I just do not want to get in areas that I don't know. I know that originally I bought 18 houses back in the early 80s in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Okay, we were buying these properties, 2,000 down, assuming VA loans at 7.5%, 8%. But we got killed with the expenses down there. I was paying more for plumbers in Fayetteville, North Carolina than I pay up here. I had to pay more for electricians up there. Okay? Let me give you an example. I have a summer house in Pennsylvania. It's outside of a small town called Montrose, Pennsylvania. I needed a tree taken down. $2,000 to have a tree taken down. I just had a tree taken down in Franklin Lakes. $600. $600. I had to pay $2,000. And to get it for $2,000, it took me 3 months and 9 times the guy was supposed to be there that never showed up. Okay? Because you can't get skilled labor in these areas. And if there is skilled labor, they're going to charge you 10 times more than anybody else. So my problem, like my lake house in Pennsylvania, it cost me, I just had a new roof put on the house, it cost me $3,000. Okay? I had a roof twice the size put on my house in Franklin Lakes, it cost me $1,800. I paid twice what I have to pay here. And this is one of the more expensive areas out here. So I'm paying more for contractors, I'm paying more for plumbers, I'm paying more for electricians in these areas. Now, I'm sure that if I lived there, that I would know who to what to use, and probably not have to pay that. But I don't know the people. So why would I invest? And somebody said to me, why don't you invest in Camden, New Jersey? I don't know anybody down there. I'd end up having to pay 10 times more what it would cost to get anything done. I'm a big believer, if you're going to own rental property, you don't want to be any more than 5 or 10 minutes from where you live. So when my properties have problems, I go over. Like my tenant, the property you lived in for that one time, the screen door wasn't working. It wasn't working when you lived there either, but she calls me and says, it doesn't work. I go over there, and the screw had pulled out, so I got a bigger screw, and I tightened it up, okay? And then a couple days later, she called me and said that the hose was leaking on the washing machine. I go down to Home Depot, get a hose, I put it back on. But I'm looking at what I would have paid if I sent a plumber out there. It would have been $150, $200 for what, a plumber, you know? I mean, right now, I get 10 calls that says there's ants. If I call my pest people, they charge me $150 to go down there and do what would take me, 2 seconds to do. So I know, like with my rental properties, I understand, I know my properties better than anybody. I know that.